Last week, I had a whole segment slandering my plants. And so this week, I'm back again with another video where I will be talking about the plants that I am loving right now. And when I was initially making this list, I had 10 plants on it, but now I think I'm kind of 12. And so by the editing, I will know how many plants I have because who knows what I might find along the way. Hello, my name is Valisa. Welcome to Plants and Things. We're talking about plants and things. Now, as much as it's possible, I do want to show the plants in the areas where they stay, but some of them are easy enough to take out, and this is one of them. And also because I am going to show a plant that sits next to this plant, so you will be able to see where the plant stays. But this is my Enjoy Pothos, which I have shown before on this here channel, and in fact I did a whole thing where I was repotting it because the previous one died. And it's actually hilarious because the previous one was on my plants that I was beefing with, and that beef ended not so well. So anyway, this guy I absolutely love. I love this combination of this terracotta pot and the leaves with this saucer. I have said before, I think that I love using saucers as catch pots, but that it's actually not practical if I'm being honest, because if you over pour water into this, it's done. But I really love this combo. It's not my favorite plant, but it is part of my favorites. So it is my least favorite of my favorite plants. But this list was also kind of tricky to make. So we're just winging it. But yes, this is definitely one of my faves. And I even love the shape of this terracotta pot. Yeah, it's one of my favorite, my Enjoy Pothos. Next up on my list is my Golden Pothos, which you guys know holds an extremely special place in my heart because it is from my grandmother's plant. Oh my goodness, I'm obsessed with the gold. I feel like if I'd seen it, there's so much less sun now because we're going into winter, and I think if I'd seen this plant before now while I was making the list, this is really my favorite leaf of all of them. If I'd seen it, I think I might have moved it a bit higher, but I think also these dinky leaves, these browning leaves, are annoying me. But yeah, this is my Golden Pothos, which is still looking so absolutely gorgeous, especially in the sun, but it really doesn't pop as much outside of the sun. I think that's why it's so high up on the list, but still a fave, sitting next to the crustier Mama Queen Pothos, but yes, she'll grow back. So I am enjoying this plant. I love how the leaves are not sizing down just because the things are hanging down, and obviously I made the macrame hanger, which I love. There's another crusty leaf. Anyway, yeah, a fave. Number 10 on my list is this Philodendron Neon or Lime. I'll have the name on the screen. Anyway, the leaves are becoming bigger, and they also are becoming lighter, which is absolutely gorgeous. And so even when the sun shines on them, it's just glimmering. Maybe I'm just obsessed with the sun, honestly. My only sadness about this plant is that only one of the strands is really long, but I did, my friend gave me hers, and I had one and I put them together, and so it is full at the top. So I am hoping one of these days it'll also fully go down. But really love this little jungle that we have here, and I love that the leaves are also becoming lighter. You can see the contrast at the top where it is getting less light, it is darker, but as you come down it really becomes light and gorgeous. So definitely one of my faves, and coming in at number 10. It's doing some curling thing. Number 9 on my list is this gorgeous Bonnie spider plant. I think when I got it, it was approximately this size, and it's just shot up since then. It was an impulse buy, but I absolutely do not regret this buy. I love doing this because I love bothering my plants, pretending that's someone's hair. Anyway, I absolutely love it. I think it's a plant, like if you're gonna get a spider plant, definitely get this one with the curls. Yeah, it's really gorgeous. It is an extremely thirsty plant, which was the great difficulty we had in the beginning, but now we're getting along like a house on fire. So coming in at number 8 is a plant that honestly does not get enough airtime, or really has not gotten any airtime at all, I think, on this here channel, and it is my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. And look at those leaves. Okay, it's also known as a mini monstera. I'll zoom out so you guys can see the full thing. And this is such a gorgeous plant, which I've had for a while, and it took me more than a minute to figure out the care. Also, I love how glossy these leaves look. But I do, before I tell you about the care story, have a favorite plant. And I think it's not a favorite plant, favorite leaf. And I think it's this one that I kind of want to take and frame. But anyway, I also have a smaller one growing in here, and the leaves are sizing up because they started out like so tiny, and look at them now. So yes, like I was saying, it took me a minute to figure out the care of this plant because this plant is so thirsty. No, I'm lying. What a confident lie. No, this plant hates being wet, and like the ways in which I water plants is that, again, we have a saucer here. I mentioned my whole saucer thing, is I will fill the plant with water and then let it sit in water, and this plant hates that. It hates that. And in fact, I propagated a plant, one of these plants, and it died because it was being overwatered. So plants do die from being overwatered. Next up is my Alocasia frydek, which has a scientific name that I'm not going to try name. This is a plant that I unboxed on this channel, and the leaves grow wonky like this, and I don't know why it does that. But I absolutely love these leaves. This is the newest one, and I think this was the first. I only have gotten 2 leaves since then, and all the other ones fell off. But really pretty roots. It's in this tiny little thing, and the roots have started coming out, but I think it's still fine. Maybe. I am very excited though to repot it / take out the soil, because I did mention my whole like I want to see corms and I want to grow corms, and then I want to like annoy myself because obviously it's going to take such a long time for it to grow into a proper plant, and that annoys me when plants are small and they're refusing to grow bigger. I'm talking about you, Philodendron gloriosum. Yeah, this is a plant that's been such a treat. It has velvety leaves, similar to the Philodendron gloriosum, which makes it, like I heard somebody say that they attract spider mites, and it's not a lie. It's not a lie. Both of these plants, this plant and the gloriosum, both have that thing of attracting spider mites. In fact, they're these little dots. I don't know whether you'll be able to see them, but yeah, they're very tiny dots, so you probably won't. But I still thoroughly am enjoying this plant. I just wish it would grow like this. Yeah, it's a plant that I'm really thankful to have, because it is still very difficult to find this plant. It is an affordable plant, but it is very difficult to find still. And it's one that I really like. This plant just seems too small for it. Every time I pass by, I'm like, this is small for it. But you know what? This is where it's growing. And it doesn't officially have a place right now, which is why it's being shown right now. Number 6 on my list is my Syngonium white butterfly, which is a plant you have seen a million times on this channel, and is a plant you will see a million more times on this channel, because I absolutely love this plant. Every day it's like bringing out something new. The bottom leaves are getting crustier, but still, I think it was actually on the list previously as well. It is growing with this Syngonium neon, which I'm okay with. Okay with. I love how big these leaves are growing. Clearly from this angle you can see which way the sun is pointing and who is being favored, but this started as a dinky little plant, and I just love how it's growing bigger and bigger and bigger. Definitely one of my favorites, which is why it's on this list. Next up on the list is this gorgeous Peperomia Hope. In my previous list, I did mention this plant, but another one of these plants, because I had 1,000,001 propagations, which I've sold some, actually a lot. but it wasn't, this particular one wasn't my favorite. My favorite was the smaller one, but now like hanging this plant was such an absolute game changer because look at how long and beautiful these, oh my goodness, I honestly love these silvery like it's like a silvery blue of these leaves. They're gorgeous. I love this hanger, and also the plant hanging. Look at that. And it absolutely is because I hung the plant. A beautiful plant. Yeah, I don't know that I have anything else to say. But yes, it is one of my favorites now. The mother plant is growing in so well. I did say previously that I cut her back, and I'm glad that I did, and that she's getting to grow back better. And these are like the strands that I want to cut, where I'm like, why are you so skinny? You don't fit in with the other kids. But I will step back. But it's honestly gorgeous. Next up on my list is my Ficus elastica tonique, and this is her after getting that clean. And this is one of my favoriteest corners that I do want to do a whole tour of. But I absolutely love this plant, especially after I cleaned it up. It looked so much better. I love how glossy the leaves look and how they're coming in red, and I think they do come in red and then fade off to to the yellow. So it's definitely one of my faves, which is why she's in number 4. Number 3 on my list is my Monstera deliciosa, and this plant is so beautiful and lush. I did pot all these plants together. It's like 3 of these huge plants, and I love them. They've each grown a new leaf, and I think this one's kind of my favorite because it's so quirky. For a minute, the plant leaves were kind of dusty and crusty, but cleaning them up to the game. Does this sound familiar? I just love how gorgeous this plant looks. I'm always excited for new leaves. I use these sticky things to not stake the leaves, but to kind of make them go where I think, so that they can fill up space. That was also not a proper sentence. I love this planter. I did mention before that I got it from Mauritius, and I just think the whole combo is so absolutely gorgeous, and I just love that it looks everywhere and it's doing the things. And it was a huge cop out, is that the word? It was a huge difficulty to decide between this plant or number 2 as number 2, but so in my heart I think they are all number 2s. But yes, this is my Monstera deliciosa plant. Okay, and there's a leaf too, shame, so that it's not being left behind. But these leaves, honestly, yeah, this plant is a classic for a reason, and that's my Monstera. Second on my list of plants that I am absolutely loving right now is this Syngonium albo, and I am surprised as much as you are that this plant is second. It obviously sits over there, which is why it's empty right now, but this plant has honestly been so charming. Oh my goodness, I have been twisting it around, so I'll show you guys the backside, which is like lots of twists and turns. So I twist it up and down to get all these leaves, such that every area always has new leaves growing. So even when old leaves die down at the beginning, like at the bottom of the vines, you're getting new leaves growing up. But also these leaves are just gorgeous. It's like every one is God's new masterpiece. It's honestly so beautiful, and so normally I do want to say this probably would have been number 1 on the list, but number 1 has flowers, which I've been waiting for so long. So this plant suddenly started flowering. So that's why basically it's number 1. But yes, I absolutely love this plant. I love looking at it. I love playing with the leaves, which are a good size. Even the green pops, because there's sometimes these pops of pure green leaves, are just absolutely beautiful. Like I said, I'm somewhere at the back here. The vines, the one vine, there are 2 vines in here, and one of the vines, actually 3, but one of them is really growing nothing. So of the 3 vines, one grew 3 vines, and that's basically this plant, and it's just absolutely gorgeous and like a beautiful gift from God. I love it. I Love it. And I kind of think it should be number one. And maybe is number one. Let me know what you think once you see number one. On my list is my bougainvillea, and I'm gonna be honest, it really is because of these blossoms, which are so gorgeous. Like, it's almost winter / possibly is winter already, and these blossoms are popping and they're just so gorgeous. And I did mention before that I cut this plant up and it grew, and it was just growing these vines, and now it's just popping. And look at this also. I tried to kill these guys, but they are back. And this oxalis, this, I guess it is a type of oxalis, but yeah, these clovers that close up at night and then open up in the morning. I love it. I love this plant. It grows in the outside, obviously. Oh my goodness. Every time I'm sitting at my desk, I look at these blooms, and they're just so gorgeous. And it's one of my most favorite things about bougainvilleas is their blossoms. And I love that it's blossoming even though it's growing in a, what is this called? It's growing in a planter instead of, obviously it grows in the wild generally. And I just love that it's still giving the gorgeous blossoms. Can I talk more about these blossoms? Anyway, that is why this girly is number one, guys. That is it for today. Let me know your thoughts about 1, 2, and 3, because I was kind of iffy about the numbering there. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you next time. Bye!